Good morning, everyone. I'm on my phone this morning, and I am late because we have no internet here, and so my computer wasn't connecting, so I was like, oh, I can't do it. And then I was like, wait a minute, I can try on my phone and see if it will just go. So hopefully this is going and you guys can see me. So it's been a really weird week. I have not felt well. We've had horrible weather here. We've had all kinds of school cancellations because of the cold temperatures. I'm really off balance because my husband is traveling. He's gone, and we don't travel separately, but he had to go somewhere for work. So him not being home is kind of throwing me off too. So that's all right. So we're on the phone. So it's probably not going to be as good of a picture as the laptop is, but so let's start by doing a little smudge real quick. I apologize if you can hear, my washing machine is going in the back, and it is supposed to be self-balancing, but it is shaking. Alright, so we're just going to do a little smudge here this morning. Smudge my hands. And I apologize, we're back to the phone, but it's the only thing I could do the video on that it doesn't require that I have the internet. I can do it over the cell towers. Alright, so we've done our little smudge, and before I forget, I want to pull a new card. We didn't have a video on Tuesday, so we didn't pull a new gemstone, so I'm just going to leave that, and we'll do it again on next Tuesday. I was going to pull one today too, but then I was just like, nah, that's just as easy to just pull one next week. So the one we had for this week was higher consciousness, and so I'm going to put that back in the deck and shuffle these. I hope everybody's been having a better week than me. Not that my week it's not horrible by any means, but there's definitely people out there that have things obviously a lot worse than I do. But just been a week. I haven't had a lot of energy. My stomach hasn't been feeling great. It's just constant nauseous. Well, I shouldn't say constant. That's not true either. It's nauseous that comes and goes. I haven't actually been sick or anything, but it's just a nauseous that's been with me, and I just had really no energy. So I don't know if I got a touch of a bug or what, but all right, so let's and see what we got for a card here. Yeah, I've been all thrown off here because I had pulled something out to do the live video on today, and I started reading it and doing my notes, and I'm like, either I'm going through deja vu or we've done this before. So I had to, at the last minute, pick another topic. But I picked the topic that I had actually planned on talking to you about next week, so now I'll have to plan something for next week. But that's okay. All right. So this week for our chakra, we got grounded harmony. And like right now for me, this is like really hard for grounding because my favorite way of grounding is to go out barefoot outside, and it's been like 10 below, and so I'm not going outside barefoot. So I'm really struggling with that connection of grounding. So we have talked about other things, the meditating and the visualizations and things like that. But my favorite, and to me just the most effective, is to just go stand outside barefoot. But like I said, it's just way too cold to go outside and stand barefoot. So it's a good reminder that we need to keep our grounding practice, what's the word I'm looking for, on a routine, not really routine, but make sure that we're doing it. Even in the wintertime when we can't get out there, we need to find other ways. We've talked about salt baths, or you could use a salt scrub in the shower. I do that. I have a salt scrub that I use in the shower every morning when I take a shower. And so, but I said, my struggle is just I really want to go outside and stand in the grass, and I can't. But this card says, when you align with the energy of the Earth Mother, you will discover that you attune to the vibration of higher and stronger frequencies. In Gaia's hand, you are always in harmonic resonance, brilliantly lending your rhythm to the grand song of the universe. Remember, when you come home to the Mother, you come home to all. That is, when you are home with all, that is, you are home with the Mother. Sorry, that was kind of a confusing card, but yeah, it's just a good reminder that we need to be grounding. And for those of us up here in the Northeast, again, it's going to be hard to see and I don't know if you're getting it backwards. But in the Northeast, it's very hard for grounding right now because there's no way I'm going outside barefoot. It's just not going to happen. It's way too cold. So maybe a good idea is if you have some plants that just need to be repotted, it might be a good time to do that. So you kind of have your hands in some dirt a little bit. So maybe that's a good project for this weekend. Maybe I'll see about doing some of that. I am surrounded by plants. You cannot see them right now. Well, actually, let me show you. I'll flip the camera if I can. All right. So there's plants. And more plants and more plants. There's plants down there. And then the vines go up overhead. You've seen that. So hold on. I gotta switch sides here. And then I have a bunch of plants here. And there's a big plant over there. And then I have some on the table and stuff too. But those are all directly behind me that you guys can't see because they're a little... Sorry, my finger's on the screen here. Give me 2 seconds. I gotta stand the phone back up. So those are all right behind me right here. And you guys don't see them in the camera shots. But they are... I am completely surrounded by plants right here, which I absolutely love. But anyway, I literally have like 10 minutes now to talk to you about what I wanted to talk to you about. So anyway, and I think what's going to happen is I'm probably going to come back to this because I don't think we're going to get through everything I wanted to get through today. Just because messing around with the computer and not realizing that the internet was out and so on and so forth. So I'm going to just basically talk today about what is Imbolc and what it means. And then I had some things I was going to, like little ritual things, like I usually give you a list of some things to do. I think that will wait until Tuesday. So just because I don't have a lot of time, and there was a couple more things I did want to share with you today, but it just is not going to happen. So Imbolc is February 1st, and so it's a celebration for the promise of spring. So you'll start to notice that the sun is out a little longer. Not too much longer, but each day is getting... My crystals here are always all messed up on my desk. Each day is getting a little bit longer for daylight, and I would love to say that they're getting a little bit warmer, which is typically what is supposed to happen for Imbolc, but it has actually been quite cold here. So, and in New Hampshire, February is typically pretty cold, so that doesn't really perfectly line up for us. But for most of the, northern England, New England states, they're going to start to see it get a little warmer. I would love to see us get a little warmer because it's been in the negatives. But anyway, it's the promise of spring to come. So like I said, the sun is out a little longer each day, and hopefully it's going to start getting a little warmer for us. And so they honor Bridget for this holiday. So Bridget is the goddess of eternal flame, but she's really, and I don't have a picture handy here, or I'd show it, but I'll find one on Pinterest. I probably have one in my Pinterest. If anybody wants to go to my Pinterest, I believe it's under Lady Fayalte there as well, and so you can follow or look at the boards, because I don't have things set as private there. But I have a whole board set up of gods and goddesses, so I'm sure I must have a picture of her in there that I can get posted for you guys. But she is really a very feminine goddess, but she's very powerful. So she kind of has that whole inner warrior, goddess warrior. She just... she's very virtuous, I guess, is what I'm trying to, she's just like she's strong, she's smart, she is a warrior, and she's very virtuous. So she's, as far as gods and goddesses goes, she's right up there with being one of the good ones. So Imbolc is to honor the lengthening of the days. And I was going to go over, 5 ways to kind of connect with Bridget and to honor this holiday. But like I said, it just got all messed up. So what I'm going to do is when we come back on Tuesday, we'll go over the 5 ways. Because it is February 1st, so we have a few days. And that was originally what I had planned on talking about Tuesday. And then it's just been chaos here today and this morning, because, like I said, I was getting my notes ready, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I've done this one. And it was about numerology, and I'm like, I started writing my notes, and I'm like, we've done this one. So I had to pull out the one I had planned for next week, but I didn't have notes on it. So it's just been a mess. So I literally had 4 minutes to write my notes down, but that's okay because I was going to read off the sheets. But anyway, it's just, I guess that's what happens when you don't feel well and things are not in balance in your house. Imbolc is a good time to do some cleaning. A lot of the holidays are a good time to do cleanings. So one of the traditions would be to sweep. I know a lot of us don't sweep anymore. We have vacuum cleaners or, whatever. But it's a good time to do some sweeping. And sweep, and if you sweep it right out your door if you can. So you kind of the symbolic of sweeping out anything that doesn't serve you, and making room for the spring and the warmth and the sun to come in, is kind of the symbolic of that. So I'm going to stop talking about that just because I feel like I'm pretty much rambling this morning. Like I said, we will come back to the 5 ways to connect with Bridget and celebrate Imbolc. We'll do that on Tuesday when we pull a new card for the gemstone deck. Because I do have to go here in just a few minutes. This crystal thing here, I love it. It's beautiful, but it's very distracting to me because I'm a perfectionist and I love it. Everything has to be like right where it's supposed to be. And so I line them all up and like literally 2 seconds later, they're like messed up again. I don't know what that, and then I feel like I have to straighten them all out again. But anyhow, so I went shopping this weekend and got a couple of things. And so I think I showed you guys this before. I had actually made a smudge fan, and it was from feathers that my husband, and this is, I apologize for the phone again, but it was that or nothing for today, and I felt like where we missed Tuesday, I didn't want to not come on. So it's just a little smudge fan, and I felt like it was definitely lacking in some feathers. And I didn't really need a real big one, but it was definitely lacking in some feathers. So I went shopping this weekend for something else, which I will show you in a minute. But I found these feathers that they were selling for a couple dollars a piece. And so I tried to get one, like each, I tried to get each one different. So this one is got like, looks like tiger stripes to me. And then this one is half and half. And then this one is just all dots. So I tried to get all the different feathers. So my project this weekend is I'm going to take this one apart and try to put this together in one. I don't know. It still might be lacking feathers. Just because these are so narrow, it needs more. But it's a work in progress, you know. You make something and it's okay to say, no, that's not exactly the way I wanted it, and take it apart and do it again. So that's going to be a project I'm going to work on this weekend, is taking that apart and making a new one. I just found out in class we're actually going to, I don't know which month it will be, but we always do some sort of crafting. I told you this month we're doing the little medicine pouch, so I'll most likely go over that with you next week. But I guess at some point we're going to make a smudge fan, so that'll be kind of neat to do again. Alright, so the one I wanted to show you is my new crystal that I got. This is not something I would typically buy myself. I've told you guys I typically like the smaller size crystals and gemstones. Like everything is usually fairly small for me. I like to have it so I can put it in my pocket. And I like the fact that I have like a ton of them and they just don't take up a lot of space. This is ones we're going to go over to. So see, these are very small. I like that they're small. I like that I can put them in my pocket. I like that I can have all of them on 2 or 3 little shelves. They don't take up a lot of space and stuff. Like even these ones that I have on my little table here are small. We'll go over those as well because I don't think I went over those with you. But I was given a gift card for Christmas for Alakai. I think I told you guys that. And so I went a couple weeks ago and I walked around, and there was probably 20 or 30 things I would have liked to buy, but none of them were really like, that's what I want. And long story short, we went for a ride this weekend, ended up back over at Alakai, and we walked around, and for some reason I was just like, I'm gonna go in and buy myself a generator. I have I have this little generator that is sits here on my desk. And the generator we've talked about is, it's flat on the bottom so it stands up, and then it has the point at the top. And again, I apologize, the phone is just not doing much justice. So I have this little one that sits here, but really that's the only one I have. And so I said, you know what, I've got this gift card, and I'm going to go out and buy something that I would really not normally buy myself. Because I always, like I said, I always prefer the smaller crystals and stuff. But I've always said, you know, at some point I'll get some bigger ones and have them as displays and have them in the house and stuff. So I went and got myself a great big quartz generator. And I tell you what, the phone is not going to do it justice, because there are so many cool things inside. And the phone, I know the phone is like zooming in and out, trying to there's just so many cool things. And if you turn it just right, probably won't not in here with the light in the phone, but there's definitely some rainbows in there. But yeah, it's just, so it's flat on the bottom, so it stands up, and then it has the point at the top. And if you buy a generator, just always be careful when you go to buy a generator, because a lot of times you'll get it home and realize that the tip is broke off, which isn't horrible. But if you're spending that kind of money on a crystal and a generator, just try to be aware of that. Sometimes you'll see they're taped up. If you go in a crystal shop, a lot of times there'll be a piece of tape on the top, and that is to make sure that that little top does not get broken. So but yeah, so this is what I spent my gift card on. So this is, like I said, not normally something I would buy myself, but I figured I had a gift card and it was from Christmas, and I said I'm gonna go buy myself something that I would not normally buy. Morning, Annette. Been a very crazy morning here. So I don't have any internet, so I'm on my phone. And the topic I was going to talk about today, I realized that I already talked about, so then I had to find something else at the last minute to talk about. So it's just been a crazy, weird morning here. But I'm actually just getting ready to sign off to go to work. But thanks for popping on and saying good morning, so I know that you're here. I enjoy seeing our countdown schedule for Bike Week and camping. Annette and I go camping at Bike Week together, and we get to spend a whole week together riding our motorcycles. So that's something, especially when it's 10 degrees outside. I really am looking forward to Bike Week. But yeah, I am going to pop off for now. So Tuesday we will pull a new card from the gemstone deck, and we will go over the rest of what it is, the meaning of Imbolc and Bridget, and some ways to celebrate that holiday that's coming up. So we will do all of that on Tuesday, unless I don't have internet or something weird happens again. But yeah, so I'll see you guys all on Tuesday. Hope you have a good weekend. It's going to be a good weekend. Like I said, if you got something you can do with some plants, would be great for this weekend. If you could pot some plants that maybe you got sitting in water for rooting, or maybe you got a plant that needs to be repotted or something. Just be a good time to try to get your hands in some dirt, because like I said, we are definitely not going outside and playing in the dirt or the grass out there. So it's an easy way to kind of do a little bit of grounding with the actual dirt ground. So all right, I will see you guys Tuesday. Remember to be kind. Your kindness could change someone else's day and your own. So thanks for joining me, and sorry for all our confusion today, but we'll get back on track next week. Thanks. Lots of love.